Alrighty, so welcome to the Tuesday afternoon, it's close to noon stream. I'm your host, Apart39. Today I'll be streaming Redfall. One moment. Trying to get everything set up. So, what's been going on lately? Well, nothing much. Starfield got a new set of Creation Club items. Dark Star is now among the paid catalog, so if anyone wants to pick that up for console or on their own personal time, that's what's going on. So I picked it up because I had some credits laying over. And I'm gonna play around with it on my own time. I might stream Starfield at some point. I'm not sure when, but yeah. And, yeah, that's really about it. Oh, that's right, Black One Blood Brother got an update for the Eastern Forces to come out. Let me think, what else? Let me check my logs. Stalker 2 has a roadmap for what they're going to be doing upcoming next. Bungie announced their new marathon game, and I was watching the trailer for that. The cinematic one was great. The gameplay one was kinda okay, I guess, you know? It's pretty much what I expected after, like, post-Destiny and post-Halo, sort of, so the only thing I'm very niffed on is just the fact that it's going to be a online PvP-only game, in which, I'm going to say it outright, Marathon is not one of those games that really has any legs into being a online game. Now, it's an extraction shooter in which, you know, oh, we gotta make it online. Not like you could just make it a single-player offline game, you know? The idea of running through countless worlds and timelines and death being only a nuisance because, in the end, escape makes you a god. But yeah, no, for the most part, you know, I'm kinda on the 50-50 side. I'm probably not gonna play it, but you know, if it's interesting and it's, you know, kind of sort of following the original a little bit, even if it's like the most grabbing by the threads it is, it's probably not. I'll probably pick it up a little bit. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like I could give or take. Let me think. What else? Oh yeah, that's right. The Oblivion remake is real. Yeah, so Oblivion's remake apparently has like a bunch of screenshots now coming out, circulating about, and it's like the One Piece is real, you know? I'm just imagining myself as Chopper when he's just like that one moment, yeah, like that one moment where it's just like type of thing, just like crying and all that. Yeah, let's go do some side quests first before we tackle some major stuff. But yeah, so, yeah, Oblivion remake is real, boys. Oh my god, it's real! It's real! And it's actually running on Unreal 5! Fuck! I should remark, I am not opposed to people using, or, you know, developers, indie or big, using Unreal Engine, but it's the idea that Oblivion, and a Bethesda game of all things, is running on Unreal. I mean, it's got the lineage for it. From what I remember looking up and searching around, you know, it's programmed in C++. I was gonna say C#, but no, it's C++, which is the same code used for Unreal. So, pretty much, it's not gonna be too hard to program if they're pretty much just going from one engine to another, in theory, on the programming side. Tool set wise, of course, that's a whole different ballpark. And yes, I know, you know, creation kits, they all use Papyrus, which is, I believe, only used for Creation Kit only, because they probably don't want people tapping into the source code too much. And so, yeah, pretty much I can see it running on Unreal, but I can't see it, like, working one-to-one the same. They did... The news about Oblivion's remake having quality of life changes is interesting. A revamp of how blocking, combat, and stealth works. It's not like a critical major overhaul to the point where it's going to be like, an entirely different game, but it's more like a tune-up is what I would probably best describe what I've been hearing. I'll say this right now, I think Oblivion's combat... Ew. Oh, shit. Back up! This is my rifle! This is my gun! This is for fighting, and this one's fun! Ah, I'm dead. I'm 11 out of 10 disappointed with myself already. Anyway, so it's not like going to be a major change from the original. I think it's pretty much improving impact and how stealth operates, in which I think combat-wise, Oblivion is pretty fairly competent on a conceptual and basic principle. However, in terms of like impact and feel, it does leave much to be desired, like Skyrim a little bit, although it is one thing I really do appreciate above all else with all the Elder Scrolls games, is that they are all pretty much having the ultimate form of control, is what I'll say. But yeah, you have great control over your movement, which some might say is makes it feel floaty, but for me, I feel like at the very least lets me dictate where I want to go without too much hindrance. If there is one thing that is a downside of this, is that you don't have like fully realized movesets. The most you're gonna do is like have light attack, light attack, light attack, heavy attack type combos, instead of like more nuanced and, you know, mechanically advanced maneuvers like in, let's say, Kingdom Come Deliverance. So that's the downside of my liking to it. That being said, I feel like if the impact of the impact and the feel of the combat has been overhauled, it probably would stand to be fairly decent to competent. I'd probably say the biggest example of this would likely be with, like, say, Starfield, where it does have melee combat. And I feel like if the next Elder Scrolls game takes after Starfield's melee combat and, like, improves it so that it's, like, has more controls and, you know, it's, like, more control in the sense that you have, like, the fact that you could, like, perform more advanced maneuvers, like, for example, in Skyrim, one of my favorite maneuvers while playing Sword and Board, hell, even just using the sword itself, is the ability to, like, pretty much go from attacking to then blocking immediately. It pretty much almost acts as like a pseudo feint. But yeah, it acts almost like a pseudo feint, you know? Where pretty much you're kind of like baiting the enemy to attack, but not really. There's no real reason to do so other than just making things much more... Other than making the game more... Or just making combat more easier to it. Whereas, like, you could pretty much go from, like, going on the offense to then going on the defense on the fly. But yeah, that's really one of the things I do like about, at the very least, Bethesda's combat post-Skyrim, or at least during Skyrim's time, is just the on-the-fly block maneuver that you could pull off with, like, a sword, a one-handed axe, or, you know, whatever you got on hand, right? That's probably the biggest draw for me, where it makes it feel more scrappy a little bit, you know? Let me see here. Too much of a hassle. So if there's going to be improvements to Oblivion's stuff, I'm looking forward to it. I will talk more about it if and when it When it does come out, I'll talk about more of what I recall and recount of Bethesda's combat, to which, again, some people don't like it, which is fair, because, you know, compared to, like, other, like, melee combat oriented games, it's not that great, I will concede. However, I think it does have its place, and I think it does, at the very least, serve to be a pretty good combat system overall. That's my feelings on it, at least. I think it's a good combat system, it just doesn't have the same impact as other games. It's fluidity that I look for, not the stringent, you know, be stiff and, you know, swing the end, you know? It's about being mobile and nimble. But yeah, as I was saying, it's just mobility overall is what really matters. I mean, sure, you could be the hulking brute with the greatsword, but Skyrim, and even Oblivion to some extent, while swinging a greatsword was slow, you still maintain movement and mobility, which is, ironically, actually closer to real life now I'm thinking about it. Montante techniques, longsword techniques, yeah. There's like a bunch of techniques that they're not exactly in the Elder Scrolls games, but the idea of mobility and maneuverability is the core component of it. So yeah, I'll talk about it more when the remaster comes out. The Zippo lighter.
Did you think I wouldn't see?
Oh, boy. Alrighty. I'm trying to think, what else is there to talk about? I've been trying to... Oh yeah, that's right. Not too long ago, I actually picked up the Mythic GM emulator. I'm gonna give that a read to see if I could figure out what I could use with it. Or what I can do with it, because I'm not familiar with solo play, and I was gonna do my own, like... bullshit rules sort of thing. I already mentioned before that I was gonna do, like... Instead of conventional hit points, it would have just gone off a hit system instead. So the player... So I was gonna go off a hit system, like best out of all three equals death. Or pretty much total party kill, effectively. I'm trying to think what else. I was gonna use armor class as like a way to like... I was gonna use armor class to pretty much maybe like reduce damage or hit probability. And I was gonna use D&D as the basis. However, I've right now fallen in love with Tormenta 20, the Brazilian 3rd edition offshoot of D&D that is pretty much D&D but with more anime. I wish I was kind of bullshitting, but with the way the warrior works out, this is what one of my mutual friends, yeah, I want to say mutual. We're friends as well, but one of my we're not like we're on the other sides of the world, so I guess you call us pen pals. So I have what my one of my mutuals on Discord like translated for Tormenta 20. And it's extensive, and I appreciate the work he does, in which I should probably actually say that to him as well next time I see him. We're playtesting together with like other people as well, so this is quite literally for the warrior class, which is the fighter equivalent of Tormenta 20. So, on the 5th level, you have the ability to access it at your own choosing, a signature move. When you make an attack, you make a signature move, a unique technique with effects determined by you. You build your signature move, choose the effects of the following list. Every effect that it costs some of them will be the cost of your signature move, minimum 1 mana point, which for warrior would be the equivalent of stamina. The signature move can only be used by a specific weapon, for example, long swords. When you level up, you can remake your signature move and change to what weapon it uses. You can choose this power multiple times for different moves and can't spend more MP on signature moves in a round than your MP limit, in which MP limit is your level, from what I was told. So, the current playtest I'm playing with my mutual, as well as a few other mutuals as well, we're currently at level 4, so the max expenditure is 4 MP. For context, I'm currently sitting at a 12 MP. Whilst if I was a paladin, I'd probably be sitting at like 16 MP, because the paladin actually has a starting bonus if you have high charisma. And so, yeah, signature move. These are the effects as follows. Wide. You hit all creatures in short range, including allies but not yourself. Make a single attack check and compare it to the defense of every creature. And then you have another one in which it's reaching. Reaching increases the range by 1 step from melee to short, medium, or long. Other characteristics don't change. Melee attack with short range still uses melee and adds strength to the damage. And then there's like another one, stunning. A creature that suffers damage from the attack is stunned for a round, only once per scene. So, the idea with the signature move for the warrior is that you could pretty much customize how you want this. So, I pretty much like spouted off like some random nonsense to my DM when I say like, Oh yeah. So DM at some point I'm gonna be if I ever pick up a signature move, I'm gonna make it a let's say wide-reaching, impactful signature move attack, and I just have like fucking pretty much 30 feet worth of. I have 30 feet worth of attack, or 30 feet worth of attack radius, with the ability to pretty much reach that range because of reaching, and then impactful, which is shove target 1.5 for every 10 points of damage dealt, rounding down. So, so I just deal like a shitload damage. Ugh, jeez. So yeah, I just pretty much do like a crazy amount of shit here. Oh, let's see here. Oh, let's see. There's only. Oh, this is interesting now. Okay, let me see. What do we got here? So looks like my mutual added more stuff to it. So let's see here. Advance. Move up to speed a straight line before making your attack. You could spend a standard action to energize your attack. If do so, attack until the next round. The attack damage increases by plus 2d8. Inoffensive. Sequential. So let's see here. Your attacks deal 1 plus 1d6. Every time it's used in the same scene, this damage increases by plus 1d6. So, alright, let me see here. I have a wide-reaching sequential attack. So, rounding that up, I have... That costs 3... 1... 2, so that's 6 MP. So if I want to, like reduce the MP, I could also take like a few like downsides, like slow. Your attacks take a complete action to be made. Sacrifice, you lose 10 HP. So accounting for that, it pretty much boils down to 3 MP. So it's half the cost. Alright, but yeah. So, it's half the cost of what the total amount comes out to, which wide is 3 MP, reaching is plus 1, and then there's sequential, which is plus 2. So, pretty much, for each time I use it, it's... I'm trying to think. I'm pretty much chipping off, like, thirds of a time. So it's just absurd if I want to keep on spamming it or some shit. Granted, though, you don't want to spam signature move if you're like, let's say having spells. So, certain spells would cost like certain MP, and in my case, I'm playing a golem. I'm playing a golem warrior. So, one of the few things I took as a golem was the ability to regenerate my health through my power source, in which I have a fire elemental as my power source. And so through channeling repairs, you pretty much get 5 HP per MP. So you could get like 15 hit points back per if you're using like the same amount as well. No shit. Alright, but yeah. So yeah, I might just do Tormenta 20 just for the sake of like getting familiar with the system as well as just it being fun. It sounds fun and it sounds like it sounds fun, and I think it would be pretty interesting to actually go into. It's not too far from D&D, like I said. Much like, let's say, Pathfinder, which is an offshoot of 3.5 edition. Tormenta 20 is an offshoot of... Yeah, Tormenta 20 is an offshoot of the same vein. And so, yeah, it's pretty fun that way. It's pretty fun and pretty interesting. Oh, boy. Alright, but yeah, I think it'd be pretty interesting to just see where I can take with Tormenta 20. I might do a second stream today. It'd be probably like significantly shorter than this one, but I might try and at the very least try and do it. I would have to read up on the Mythic GM emulator I picked up, just because a lot of the stuff I do need to try and figure out how am I going to like translate it a little bit over. I've heard from other videos that it should be easy, or it easily works with like other like rule sets you're familiar with, in which I'm not familiar with Tormenta 20 in totality, but I would like to learn and understand it a bit more. But yeah, I would like to learn and understand it more this way. Where's the shack keys right now? Oh, there it is. Oh, shit. Let me see here. How close am I to getting another skill? Pretty close, so... alright. A lot of heads to collect debt on right now. Boy, exciting times to live in, exciting times. Exhausting times too, but all the same.
The nest around here. Vampires around here are gonna be supercharged to take it out. That's a nest.
I should probably get my... I should probably transcribe my, what written stuff I got for some of my original characters ready for some character sheet stuff. Actually, real quick, should probably get this ready actually too. Let's see. Okay. Skies Vectora. Sure, why not? One moment, I'm trying to... me see, what the hell is jump gate? Okay. Alright, give me a sec. I'm doing a quick rundown, see what I'm looking at right now. Alright. Okay, interesting. Player role declaring your action. GM notes. Yeah, a lot of this stuff I'm already familiar with. Vectora's Underworld. Alright. Got a few ready-made characters. Zarion. Yep. Yeah, so I'm already familiar with some of these some of these plot lines. In fact, this was actually the first adventure I ran through. I don't think we explored everything in totality though, so alright, let me see. Got a bunch of maps right now. Is there any way I can... I really gotta get to know these controls, actually. Map layer. Ah! Ah! Okay, I see. Ah! Here we go. Alright. Alrighty, this is pretty interesting. Alright, yeah, alright, so I really gotta get to know how these... I gotta know how some of this works, to be honest. Because for the most part, I've not used Roll20 on it as a GM. In either case, something to, I guess, play around with later. Alright, back to it. So I'm already familiar with Tormenta 20 as a player, and I don't think I need to learn extensively how the GM side of things work too much. But I imagine it's... I imagine it's probably not too far off from how D&D does does game mastering, because it is an offshoot of it. The only difference is that it's accounting for different abilities, in which I think the introductory content should at the very least be able to give me a better understanding as to how like certain things work, like attack modifiers, and how they translate over. Because I remember hearing my GM like explain that for every level we're at, the enemy has a pretty high modifier, just as much as the player. But yeah, they have pretty high modifiers from what I hear, though. So I gotta run through the damage modifiers on those, or the attack modifiers and such. And maybe after going through this introductory as a GM instead of a player, I could probably get a broader understanding as to how the system works. Okay, see. Ooh, what's this? What the fuck is this? No. Hello, beautiful. Big fuck off sniper's what it is.
Show me something good. Bugging out.
Don't want to piss them off. Please help me. Please save me.
Alright, let me see here. May as well get the safe house up and running.
Earn your keep, shitheads. Close it up.
go. Alrighty. Dusted and just gone through literal hell and back. I'm a hometown hero. Ooh, baby, I got like a lot of stuff here. Let's see. I want to get soft target, thick skinned, and high roller. Respectively, that's going to run me up by like 90 to 100,000. So 90 to 100,000 is what I meant to say. Plenty of trees to take care of, I guess. Alrighty.
That's better.
Alrighty. Let's see. Right. Plenty of work to be done out here in Maine. My turret's better than your turrets.
One of those historical markers.
Alrighty. They're just holding out by a fucking broke ass helicopter is what it is. Shit, man. Alrighty. Always something around the shop, that's for sure. It's funny that the semi-auto rifle is kind of like a bolt-action rifle still. It's got the handle and everything. Homesteader squirrel. It's just casual vampire blood here. Okay. Strange collection and fine, but who am I to judge, I suppose? There's just a shitload of garbage here. Holy hell. Oh, I'm sorry, not garbage. Collectibles, taxidermy, all that jazz, you know? Ooh, baby. As much as I love the M14 EBR. Hello, beautiful. Now, what is your name? What's that? FAMAS. Oh, sweetheart, where have you been in my life? If the Mark 14 EBR is my rifle, this is my gun. The other one's for fighting. This one's for fun.
All clear. It's a nest.
Collect the remnant and let's be done with it. The Gaki. What the fuck is this? I'm just picking up guns left and right now. Death spiral. Interesting. Oh, it's just a fucking desert eagle. Another painkiller, yes! Just what I needed, because, you know, the painkiller's actually pretty good. No bullshit. What the fuck? I'm just picking up goddamn exotics left and right. I'm not complaining, but still, this is unprecedented. What the fuck?
Gotta get out of here.
30 seconds on the clock. Oh, so close. Holy shit. Alright, what'd I get? Alright. Grim Pacific. Let me see real quick. Is this the same? No, I just get Grim Tide. Alrighty. Alright, nice, nice, nice. Okay. Well, back at him, I suppose.
Hey, Lauren. How you holding up?
Better, I guess. Yeah. How are you?
Live here. I'm just doing the best I can.
Is there anything you need? I couldn't.
Lots of nasty stuff happened up at Twin Tree.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it did. I don't. Why?
It got cleaned up, I heard. No more of those freaks.
Oh, yeah. It's that it's over. Well, at Twin Tree.
Well, things are getting better. I remember back before it was built. Little public pond. Did you know that? Used to be a nice spot to watch the birds.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it still is. Well, was. Huh. I liked that. The birds, I mean.
Saw any good ones out there?
All birds are good. But yeah, I once saw a varied thrush.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They're from the West Coast. Really rare out here.
Well, that's great. I bet they're real pretty.
They are. Yeah. They really are.
We'll see the birds again once. Don't you worry.
Hey, can you do something for me? If it's not too much to ask. I mean, my mother died a few months before all this happened. I didn't. Well, she loved birds. Taught me to love birds too. She kept a book, a reference guide. When she died, I wanted more people to appreciate the birds here, so I put the book in the mini book house in Brighton Bay. I I had to leave behind a lot when things became the way they are. If you could find it, I'd like to have that book back. If that's okay. Please, it's all I have left of her.
Good to see you back.
Be careful out there, Jacob.
Alrighty. Where's Anna? Damn it, I want to talk to Anna. Store the lighthouse. Okay.
Hey, there's something I need you to do. The old lighthouse. It's been used for over a century to keep boats away from the coastline. If we turn it back on, it's a warning to anyone trying to come to Redfall right now. Easy, right? Well, the lighthouse keeper is a real asshole. Joined up with those cultists and took the damn lamp with him. We're checking out his house just in case it's there. Thanks for doing this. If we get that lighthouse lit up again, it could go back to saving lives.
Oh, did Anna go back to Redfall Common? Alrighty. Beasts all around the shop, and I gotta cull the ranks. Much like an invasive species, these vampires are an invasive species.
Rest and reload.
Alrighty. You know what? I'm not sure if anyone would be willing to do. Let me see. I'm not sure if anybody be willing to do a Avowed versus Redfall comparison. I mean, it's kind of sort of a low-hanging fruit, and it'd be one of those things where it's just like, what the hell would be the point of, like, comparing a low-quality shit to low-quality shit? Well, I guess the better, approach to it would be just the idea of, like, how much effort went into one game to the other. Because despite me lambasting the game every now and then, and, you know, praising the game as well, I think, honestly, Redfall does have, like, a few good ideas here and there, have like really interesting things going for it, and just the overall presentation is a lot more interesting and varied. You got like all these environmental storytelling bits as well as like actual active storytelling bits going on, like, you know, Bellwether and cultists are constantly at odds with each other, vampires are fighting Bellwether, and, you know, so on and so forth. And you got like in this area as well, you got like two cultist factions like going around like fighting each other. And so it's pretty interesting, I'd say. Yeah, it's pretty interesting, I'd say, on that level that the player doesn't have to trigger it, it just happens in the world. Because it's just one of those things that this world is trying to sell you on. There's probably going to be like certain other things like, you know, water not being here and then Avowed's got water and all that. But honestly, it'd just be pretty interesting to see if someone managed to pick up like a copy of Avowed and has a copy of Redfall, because I really don't recommend anyone buying this game. It's not even because like, oh, you know, Arcane Austin did a bad job, but more particularly, if you're buying this game, it's not going to go to Arcane Austin and the people that worked on this game. It's just going to go straight to Microsoft, and I don't want like anyone to yeah, I just don't want anyone to like give them money on that type of principle.
Bugging out.
But yeah, on that principle, I would say just don't buy it, because you're not going to be paying for the people who worked on it. You're just going to be paying for the company that's publishing it, and that's it.
Ghosting out. Show me something good. Ghosting out. Floats up.
Okay, be quiet. Cause no contact.
Bugging out.
Alright, that was pretty good. I'm a smooth operator, boys. You know what they say, smooth is fast, being fast is smooth.
Ghosting out.
Safe harbor at last. Prick.
Floats up.
Oh, Oh, this is fun. You think you have a chance of catching me in the first place. Trying to think of the composition, the characters I want to build for the solo T20 play I want to run. I want to go with what I've already got on hand, which is the Golem Fighter.
If I don't find you, then they will. You better believe it.
Oh, I believe it.
Bugging out.
Be very, very still is what I'm doing right now.
Boosting out.
Oh, this is so fucked and hilarious, though. Yeah, Avowed, stealth is stealth is one of those things where it just sets up and that's it. Fucking fucking Redfall, it's a legit option, and if you want to do so, you're gonna be doing it with one character and one character only. Mostly because this character has a cloak. Theoretically, you could do it for the other characters, but it's gonna be even harder. But yeah, it's gonna be one of those pretty hard things to do. It just so happens just Jacob breaks line of sight, and that's the most important thing in this game, because sound is a minor thing to account for. I'm a local legend. But yeah, sound is, from what I'm already getting from my playtime thus far, is that sound is a minor thing that isn't really a major factor. You're not gonna have like different surfaces that affect the way your shoes like pretty much make your footsteps any more audible than if you were to just, you know, be anyone else. And so pretty much line of sight is more important than actual sound, which is kind of sort of like the way Payday 1 and 2, well, yeah, no, that's how the Payday series does their stealth actually. It's only line of sight. Sound really doesn't matter. Hello, baby. Yeah. Alrighty, let's see here. Why pay for an arm and a leg when I just pay for one simple thing? Man, when they leave that house, they're just gonna be met with a fucking UV light and gun. Oh, please, like you're doing any better, lady. That's right, I got a Kevlar vest under this thing now. And it only stops some of the bullets, not all of it. They just made the bolt action lever on this thing a fucking charging handle instead. It's hilarious. Oh, looks like Bellwether came knocking. Alright, let's get that lighthouse up and running. I wonder if we should start a new playthrough of Starfield again. I really want to get around to playing Marathon 1 and... Well, actually, I already played through 1. I just want to go through 2 and Infinity. Those are the only 2 that I haven't played yet.
Looks up. Last one.
Rook destroyed, and I got a chrome stake out of it. Nice. Hey, who's a high roller? It's me. Dun 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 dun. Man, at this point, I'm just playing like a cracked out madman. To be fair, isn't that the route of all first-person shooters in the end? You just played like you're cracked out on something. See, maybe I should get an escape plan and unfinished business.
Well, weather's on form, that's for damn sure. Got a cultist to talk, betray their god. Bloody Tom is convinced he's some kind of god. His name was Thomas Kildee, brain scientist. They even gave him everything he wanted. Let him sit at home, open doors to places that shouldn't exist. Like he was building his own worlds. Like those nests where we found the Hollow Man. He's got to have some remnant we can use. These cults dug in at the Bladewell campgrounds. There's nothing to it but a storming place. That's what we thought we'd be doing. Till Bloody Tom came to tell us otherwise. Good to see you safe.
Don't you want to come out? See things as I have made them. Alice is nothing. His ambition is so small. You see what we have. You want it too. My believers, they gather in campgrounds. They will accept you. I will accept you. Join and transcend.
That's a hard pass for me. I already fell for that shit when I joined Bellwether. Don't mean we can't pretend to consider his offer, though.
What you did for him was great. You're braver than you look, Mr. Mercenary.
Oh, thank you. I just glad she's safe with us.
You saw a problem that needed to be solved, and you didn't hesitate.
I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I did.
People like us risk everything to help the folks who need help. You remind me of the best people I knew in the Coast Guard.
You don't mean that.
I mean, you know, you're newly and shy, and quiet and weird and kind of eavesdrop about birds.
What?
But you are a brave man, Lawrence.
You think so?
Nah, I know so.
It's a hell of a pep talk, that's for sure.
Hey, Anne.
Oh, there she is.
Sleeping. Thank God. I used to take care of my nephew. If you need any help, let me know. I will. Thanks. Also, I had a thought once. Thought we were in love. Used to hit me. I thought it was my fault. Oh, my fault. Unless you were around. I thought I did something to deserve it. Somehow.
Connie, I'm so sorry. promise something like that. Look outside. I got my husband. Who can promise they won't get one of you?
I trust everyone here, but I understand if you don't. You went through something terrible, and all I can promise is that we'll do the best we can.
I keep staring at hope and thinking about what could have happened. What could still happen. It's hard. So hard.
I know, sweetheart, but we're here for you. Those monsters will have to go through us first,
Thank you, Connie.
and I'm making a squirrel just for you and the baby.
Thanks for that, too. We made it back safe. All three of us. We got you to thank. You're a miracle. I named the baby after you, but, you know, that made it a little weird.
Stay safe, Jacob.
Yeah. Who would date a girl named Jacob? Well, I mean, are we talking tomboy or what? Because I might be down for it. Alrighty, excellent. Alrighty, let's get to it. Silversmith. Times it because I gotta. How much time do I got left? Oh, alright. No, you got modest time still. I'm thinking maybe. Actually, yeah, no, I'm thinking maybe another half hour, maybe 45 through. Yeah, pretty decent, I think.
Have to nest around here.
The one time I was playing, I wish I played Devinder instead. Just because he has, again, superior teleportation skills. But he's got better skills with traversal and the like. Lila too, now that I think about it, but for the most part, Devinder is more guaranteed.
It's a nest.
Look at that UV light burning a lot of things down.
Vampire nest. Kill the heart and get out.
Alrighty.
Eyes on the heart. Don't ever call me a heartbreaker before. Just enough.
Alrighty. Let's get moving. Ah, to hell with it. Let's move it. Vamoose. Vamoose. Just like that. Clean as a whistle. Alrighty, excellent. So we managed to get on by. Another level up to my name. Right. No, I need to get all the skills. Okay. I gotta get adrenaline rush. 554 more support. More support. Okay. Alright. Alright, let's take on a vampire. I wonder if anyone's ever reached. Oh, someone's probably definitely reached max level just to see what the max level is. Let's see. Alrighty, so yeah, there we go.
There's a whole bunch of random shit that you might be able to use. Go for it.
Okay. Alright, let's get a move on. Move around, maneuver, and
Join a vampire fan club or going in guns blazing.
my dog was on my lap, and when I sneezed, he's just like, "What the fuck? Oh, was that a tremor?" Alrighty.
One of those historical markers.
To remain friendly, avoid taking hostile actions, and interfering with the occultist's plan.
Here we go. Belly of the beast. If I don't shoot, I don't play.
Alright, this is interesting. Now, this is definitely an interesting angle right here. Yeah, this is an interesting angle right now. You just see... You just now have to, like... Just work like this now. Oh, shit.
Hey, you lost? Ranger station's at the top of the hill.
These cultists are desperate. I wonder if I would have fallen for all this when I was here. Who's a good boy?
Interesting that they actually added an animation for lowered weapons. Surprised they didn't just like let players use that in their own base. Which I guess makes sense. You're lowering your guard completely there, but here it's like lower position.
There's the ranger station. I'm gonna meet Costello. Got civilians tied up here. Cutting them loose is probably gonna put a swift end to this ceasefire.
I'm surprised, honestly. Thought you'd fully. Come in here shooting everything to shit. Not everybody has the stomach for this, you know? I mean, look at me. I used to manage one of the enhanced stations, you know? It's just crazy how fast things can change. Here's the deal. You gotta pass a sniff test before letting Tom let us move forward. Head down to the sea caves. There's a special one down there. Rigged up from machine. Draw some of its blood. Bring it back up to the crew.
Let's get this done.
This is gonna be bad.
Interesting. Alright, let's do things the railroaded way. And when I say that, I'm mostly referring to like how... Yeah, I'm mostly referring to just... Let's keep things interesting and try and do things undercover type deal. Let's see what we got going on here. It's funny the fact that vampires are now classified as friendly after killing so many of their own. So what type of test do we gotta do then?
That blood bag back there? It's special. Sacred. Not a scratch. Are you okay?
Hmm. Bladewell Sea Cave. Rip Arnold.
Jesus. It's like some kind of bloodsucker moonshine sense.
Hmm. I think that's Nika Futterman voicing the blood bags.
When he's gone, like this whole island before long.
Let me see, where's the crane? I'm curious. If I go back and pick up the...
I ain't afraid of you.
Hmm.
Bloody Tom's running into somewhere.
Don't be stupid.
Alright.
Saved my life.
Well, so much for doing things quietly, I guess. Still, managed to get inside, rip him from inside out. Like, burned himself. Let's see, how much can I get from this distance out? Good kill. I'm surprised I managed to get this much zero in. Holy shit, it's crazy. I'm surprised I'm able to get this much zero from this distance out. Like, holy shit. Hold on, let me... See that? That is insane as to how much distance I got. Me, hold on. Another zero. Another 0. Jesus Christ, I'm just getting zeros from far off distance. What the fuck? I don't think, I'm fairly certain a lot of the weapons in this game are hit scan. They are not likely to be projectile. But still, the fact that I'm able to get that much distance out with a sniper rifle is absurd and obscene. How much distance you get out in Avowed again? With the bow and arrow? Not gonna lie, it seems kind of likely that they're probably suspected I was gonna betray them and they're probably gonna try and kill me as a result. Alright. Alrighty, nice. Yeah, no, it's just... I'm surprised at the amount of 0 I got out with this sniper, like, genuinely. I wouldn't have expected for me to be able to, like, shoot that far out, but it did. I guess when your guns can't hit for shit online, and they can hit for shit offline, well, it makes a world of difference, doesn't it? Let me guess, old Tommy boy think and thought himself to be the next sage messiah. Let's see.
It's not your house, though, is it?
Dad's sick. I got a feeling this is gonna go south real quick.
Where does it go, I wonder?
Tom, I know you were away for a long time, but I was a good friend of your father's, and I just wanted to tell you
It's Connie.
Yes, well. Thank you.
call me Tom. If you need anything, don't hesitate.
He was a kind of man. Always supportive for any kind of need. I'll be alright. I can focus on my work. Keep myself busy. But yes, thank you.
Can't say I'm surprised anymore. Hell, they ain't even people in the bloody
See. And the father was held up here. In secret?
let it die.
Ugh, shit, though. Here I am, about to wage war again. Down you go, big man. Why get my hands dirty when they're already dirtied with something else? Alright. 5-shot striker shotgun. Of course. You made them look weak. Now you need to pay. Yeah, well, they decided to send you. Big man with the bricks. Man on steroids. Oh, what a fucking... What a choice of a enforcer right there, that's for sure. What's in the attic? What's going on in Reverend Powell's house? We'll take a look at that and try and track down from there, I guess. It makes you wish for a tube mag instead. Bells, bells, bells. Once God-fearing, now devil-fearing, I guess. Damned and condemned over and over. Such is his slot, I suppose. What has become of you, good pastor? What has caused you to stray so far from God's light and love, I wonder? Only one way to find out, I suppose. Ever forward, on to dark. What's in the attic?
They called it the precious blood, the wonderful blood, the spirit and the water and the blood.
I wonder if those are real excerpts from the Bible. Hell's teeth. Okay.
Close up.
I can hear his voice. I can hear it in the bell chime. Bloody Tom. Bloody Tom. I am here.
So am I. Truth behind Brother Tom's odd behavior. Cultist turned vampire, worshipping Bloody Tom. Son the adage, worse from his new congregation. Well, I'll say that I wasn't expecting another secret congregation up in the attic. Now I have another thing to fear about churches.
Oh, hello.
Alrighty. Alrighty. Let's see. Alright, I'm gonna call a wrap up from here. So that'll be all for this one. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed this stream. If you want to see more, I'll be continuing another point in time. That being likely maybe later today. It'd be a short one though, so I'll have to try and do some considerations and mulling over a bit. Mostly just trying to get everything sorted, because I do want to try and do solo TTRPG, but I gotta start reading the Mythic Game Master emulator. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing. There's another stream, I'll see you then, but if not, I'll see you at another point in time this week, potentially. So yeah, see you next one. Till then, take care of yourselves. I'll see you next one. Till then, take care of yourselves.